If you're watching this, chances are you're going through something incredibly difficult and painful. So before we dive in, I just want to say this directly to you. Whatever you're feeling right now, it's valid. And you absolutely do not have to go through this alone.
So today, we're going to walk through what you can do when someone targets you with a fake or harassing website. Think of this as your practical guide to taking action and, more importantly, taking back your power. Let's get started.
You know, finding a website like that, filled with lies about you, it's a horrible, violating feeling. It's designed to make you feel isolated and overwhelmed. And while that emotional pain is very, very real, I want you to know something else is just as real: your legal protections.
It's so easy to feel like the internet is the Wild West, right? Like there are no rules and anyone can get away with anything. But that's just not how it is. The truth is, there are solid laws in place specifically to protect people in your exact situation.
To really show you what's possible, I want to tell you about a real case we handled. We'll call our client Tom, and his story is a perfect example of how you can fight back against this kind of long-term harassment and win.
Now, just a quick but important note before we go on. To protect our client's privacy, we've changed his name and any identifying details. But the story, the tactics, and the winning outcome, they are 100% real. Tom's nightmare started with someone from his past, someone who decided to weaponize an old personal grudge. This person built an entire hate website taking events from nearly 20 years ago and twisting them into something ugly to destroy his life today.
And I really want you to see this timeline. This wasn't just a one-off thing. This was a relentless campaign that went on for more than 10 years, and it was escalating, getting more and more intense. After putting up with this for so long, Tom finally decided enough was enough.
The campaign against him was just chillingly methodical. The harasser didn't just post lies on a website. They created fake social media accounts to spread those lies. They sent links to Tom's work colleagues, to his family, and they used this classic, cruel tactic of mixing lies with distorted, private truths to cause the most damage possible.
So this is the big question, isn't it? How do you fight a ghost? How do you stop someone who thinks they're totally anonymous online? Well, for Tom, everything changed when our investigation began to peel back the layers of that anonymity.
Okay, this is where it gets really fascinating. Our in-house intelligence team basically became digital detectives. They started with something called linguistic fingerprinting, analyzing the unique way the harasser writes. Then they followed the digital breadcrumbs she left behind. And boom, we found her. We knew where she was, where she worked, and we could prove she owned the site. The last step was simple: confronting her with the evidence.
And this was the detail that changed everything. The investigation didn't just tell us who she was, but also that she had a very serious professional job as a consultant for a major financial company. That little fact became the leverage we needed. All of a sudden, she had a whole lot to lose.
So we presented her with this mountain of evidence. We showed her that we knew everything. And when she was faced with the certainty of a legal fight that would absolutely threaten her entire career, she caved. The website came down, the harassment was over.
Now, Tom's case was resolved without ever setting foot in a courtroom, which is great. But it's really important that you understand the main legal tools you have at your disposal. Basically, there are two big paths you can take: a civil action or a criminal action.
And here's the key thing to know about UK law. Harassment isn't just one or the other. It's considered both a civil wrong and a criminal offense. And why is that so important? Because it means you've got options. It gives you flexibility and power. So let's put them side by side. With a civil action, you are in the driver's seat. You have control. It's usually faster for getting a court order, an injunction, to stop the behavior, and you can tackle other issues like defamation at the same time. On the other hand, a criminal action is free, which is a big plus, but you give up control. The police are in charge, and they can decide to drop the case whenever they want.
But remember Tom's story. It proves that you don't always have to go all the way to court. Often, these harassers feel invincible because they think they're anonymous. Sometimes all it takes is a really solid investigation and a strong legal letter that shows them you know who they are and you're not messing around. That can be enough to make it all stop.
Okay, so we've seen that it is possible to fight back. It is possible to win. Now let's bring it back to you. Let's talk about the practical steps you can take right now to start getting your peace of mind back.
Our lead solicitor on Tom's case said this, and it just perfectly captures the mindset. It's about being resolute. It's about having a team in your corner that is absolutely determined to explore every single option to get you justice.
If you're going through this right now, here are 4 things I want you to do. First, preserve evidence. Screenshot everything. Don't delete a thing. Second, get familiar with your options, the civil versus criminal paths we just talked about. Third, and this one is so important, do not engage with them. Don't reply. And finally, get expert help. You don't have to be a legal expert or a detective to solve this. I know that after everything you've been through, it can feel like there's no way out. It can feel hopeless. But you have to remember, it only takes one decision to fight back. One email, one phone call. That one single step is all it takes to start getting your life back.
This person has already taken enough from you, enough of your time, your energy, and your peace. So the real question isn't, can this be stopped? We've shown that it can.
The only question left is, are you ready to move forward?